Hey Stampers, Gaynor again. I have got a little bit more desk space now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with an album. But I'm going to be doing it in stages. I'm going to do an album and show you the chipboard, how to glue it down, how to wrap it in the cardstock and stuff like that. And then I will put that link into other future videos of albums. Then I'll come back and do a video with the pages and how we decorate the pages, give you sizes on what we're going to put in them, and then link that to the video where you can see the album covers, because at the end it doesn't matter what size your album is, it's how you wrap it, how you do the corners, how you get the crease in, how you stop it from cracking. You just need to leave an inch either side so you can wrap your album, and then obviously we'll put the spine paper in so you can get the grooves perfect and it opens and closes beautifully. And then obviously the inner covers, we're going to do that today. And then for future references for albums, I'm literally just going to show you the pages. So say I start an album now, which I have, and I'm going to say these are your pages. We're going to decorate the pages, then link the video into the top corner so you can watch the outer cover being made. And I'm only going to be showing you the gubbins, as I call it, you know, the flaps, the pockets and everything else like that. It's down to you then to go away and decorate it in your gorgeous papers however you wish to do it. So I'm going to show you, not this today, this is going to be on a separate video. I'm going to show you this part of the video where you get the chipboard. That's for that. So, how to cover it. I've got more papers somewhere here. 1, 2, 3, 4. One. What's this for? All right. You need, that's the one for the cover. You've got 2 12x12, 2 chipboard, 1 chipboard, 2. Oh, that's for the pages. 9. You want 2 of those. And then you need one that's for that one. That's for that one. I think this is one that's going to be attached for the spine. Let me just check the distance. No, I think it's that one. Yes, it's that one. So these are going to be the inner covers. This is going to be the bit where the spine goes in the centre. So basically we're just going to going to show you how to put apart an album cover. Your spine, the hard bit of the chipboard. So no matter what size your chipboard is, you always want to make sure that you've got a front, a back and a spine. And when you've got your papers, you need enough to wrap it and have an inch either side and an inch at top and bottom. So I go 10 because my papers are 12x12. Maximum I go to 10. You can then cut them down if you're doing like an 8x7, or you know, just make sure that you've got an inch at the top and an inch at the bottom. And I need 2 pieces of 12x12 because we've got 8, 8 and 16 and 3.5, which is 19.5. So I've got 24, but I'm going to lose an inch now because I have got tape on here. So that takes it down to 23. So that gives me an inch either side. So I'm going to add that because I've got an inch piece of card. But first of all, what I'm going to do, I am just on one of these, I'm just going to score this at 1 inch as a guideline because I've got 1 inch either side. So I'm just going to score that at 1 inch. Oops, don't go off the line, Gaynor. I'm going to flip it and do it at 1 inch again. So this is, you don't have to do this, but this is where we're going to fold anyway, so it does help. So let me check, and we're going to stick our glue on there, top and bottom. So I am going to do the same on this. Just helps with the guiding of your chipboard. There we go. You don't have to do that. You can just eyeball it if you want to, but I want it to be a little bit more precise. So we're going to take these now and I'm going to remove the backing. pull it this way. Let me just move the chipboard for 2 minutes. So I'm going to line it up from the bottom. So I know my score lines are bang on perfect as well. I know my tape is in the right place, and I'm just going to make sure I cover the glue. Perfect. So you've got your score lines matched up top and bottom. Going to give this a good burnish because we don't want nothing coming apart. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So now we can match that up. I want that piece roughly in the centre. Just checking now, and we've got more than an inch, or it needs to come down a little bit. Got about an inch there, and we should have about, well, about an inch and a quarter either side now, I think, because we've got a little 1/8 of an inch border. Perfect. In fact, this can go, that's about right, that is. And we're going to leave a gap in between our boards, only about an 1/8 of an inch. I should have actually fetched over a piece of board. I think I've got some. I have, but it's not very wide, but, you know, to guide roughly. And I'll make sure then I get it straight along that score line. And I'm matching it up perfectly then. And I've got my inch over the side. You only need an inch to create these albums. So, but I need that to go all the way down. So I've got my piece in place. I know where I'm going to put this one. So I'm going to just carefully peel back my sticky tape. You can add a bit of glue here as well if you want. I might just do that as well. So I'm going to take the lid out of my pin. The pin out of my lid, should I say. And this will help with the wiggle space too. But I've got plenty. I've got 3 inches of tape on there, and this piece is 3.5 by 10. So I'm just going to place this right along this bottom score line, making sure I've got it right along that one as well, and you can just burnish that down. So we can do the same with this piece now. We can level that right up. Perfectly, and then we can get to attaching. So again, I'm going to remove my strips. And I'm going to add glue as well. There we go. I'm just going to add glue on there where there's no tape. That's more important because there's loads of tape on there. May add a bit just to help with the wiggling as well, because that gives you wiggle space as well. And a little bit of time in between layering these pieces as well, so I'm just going to lie that down, and I want to make sure I've got a good little bit of space in between. So I'm just going to push this over a little touch. That seems to have set. That gives me good distance now, and I can get to rubbing this down, because you want no air in there. You don't want your albums to come apart. I show in Lola my ingredients album, and she absolutely loves it. So I'm just going to flip this round so you can still see what I'm doing. That is on. It's perfectly lined up. Got a little bit of glue, don't worry about that. And then we're going to just do the exact same on this side. Nice little gap, perfect. Just so we've got space for when we attach. Again, I'm going to add glue. I am just loving making the albums. So you don't have to put gallons on, but you know, you want plenty on there. Just make sure it's really secure. Perfect. So don't forget your little piece of chipboard. Just as a guide, you want about 1/8 of an inch. It's all lined up. I've got a good gap there. Just I had enough wiggle space then to see that pull out at the bottom. So that's me perfectly lined up. Give this a good burnish. Perfect. Love it, love it, love it. Now you can start to rub this if you want to. Just using my hand at the minute. And maybe my bone folder as well, just to make sure everything is secured down. And you just need it to come as a 45-degree angle. Perfect. Love it, love it, love it. Do the same for this one. Just going to poke my bone folder. Don't want to press too hard, just do it gently, just to crease. Perfect. And again, on the outside, just give it a good grease with your bone folder. Perfect. Love it, love it, love it. Now I normally use a bit of vinyl, but I'm not going to today. I'm just going to show you the normal way. So where's my pieces? What have I done with them? There they are. So this is 5.5 inches, or is it one? I'll soon tell you now, I'll measure it. It's 7.5. So that is going either side, because you want a good 2 inches, because you don't want anything to lift off. We're going to put this on afterwards though, so when we've pulled this round, we've got 1/4 inch smaller than our actual, 1/2 inch smaller than our actual album, so we can get a good coverage. And then we're going to be creasing that up as well, so we'll do that later. I forgot myself then, ladies. I'm going to grab that piece of board I just put in the bin, and I can't find it now. Where's that gone? There it is. Oh, and I'm just going to pop this and draw a line, because I want a tiny little gap on the corners. So I'm not going right all the way up to the edges. Again, just perfect. So I know I've got about 1/8 of an inch there as well, if that, maybe a 1/16. And we're going to chop those 4 corners off. There's so many different ways that you can do the corners. I've done quite a few ways myself. If you weren't confident of having enough gap, you could always take this and glue it on the corner. That way, if you didn't have enough paper, you've got it covered. You've always got a black Sharpie pen. I'm going to do the corner ones just to show you. In case, I'm thinking you only need an inch, you'll be fine. But I'm going to glue these into place just to show you what you can do as well. Just making sure it's along the edge. Of your card. Perfect. And then when we tuck round, these should, I'll show you now, I'm just going to glue this corner on as well. And I will leave the other corners because I'll show you what that you don't need it all the time. So I'm just showing you two different ways. I'm not bothered that the glue is coming out. Just got to make sure it's flush against that corner, nice and neat. So let's remove our other two. This is okay to do on the corners if you know you're going to be short of paper. So I can test this now. I'm just going to basically start to rub with my hand and then use my bone folder against that edge. I'm just going to push that over. That is perfect. That piece, I know, because it's got a little bit of a gap there, I know is going to come over to here. Perfectly. Perfect. So I'm not using those corners. Just going to give that a burnish. But first of all, what we're going to do now, I'm going to take my 1 inch, no I'm not, I'm going to take my 1/2 inch tape. And I'm going to just put a line of tape all the way around my beautiful album. Don't worry about the joint because that just helps. I mean, I'm not the best album maker in the world. There's lots of other ladies out there that are amazing album makers. But, you know, I'm just showing you my way. And I seem to have got it right the last... Oh, I've made 12 albums in 3 years. No, about 14 albums. And I think I've got the last 12 right. Get there in the end. So now for this last piece, and then we can start to join this. Just use your block as well to get any creases out, or you can use your bone folder. It's going to stay right along the edge, and we are going to use glue as well. Perfect. So just give it a firm rubbing down. Unless there's a different way to do something, I won't need to show you this process every time I make an album. That way it will shorten down the length of the time of the videos as well. Because I will just refer back to this one in the top corner. So you're more than welcome to click the top corner and go and see how it is made. So again, let's just give this a nice crease. I like to peel back the corner a little bit, just until we've got it glued down. And we're going to remove this section as well. If you're in the UK and you don't take many photos, there is an app you can get on your phone or on your computer, or you're just using your email, called My Free Prints, and you can have 50 free prints, 6x4s, every month for a year, which is 500 or more photos, and all you pay for is postage and packaging. So if you want your prints done for free, you're just willing, and it normally works out about £2.50, maybe £2.99 for your P&P. And they will print 50 prints off for you every month without fail, at no extra charge, apart from the postage and packaging. So if you're thinking about getting into making some albums, or you want to, you know, start filling the albums that you have got or been given, then they are a great way to save. So you want to make sure you push. If the glue is coming out, that's perfect, absolutely perfect. Just means there's no air in there whatsoever. Don't even bother wiping it away. Just give that a good, look how neat that is. Perfect, just perfect. So I'm going to stick those just down while I do the other end. I'm going to flip that round. We're going to pull back these papers. That's a great tip to do if you are short on paper. And again, I'm going to do exactly the same. We're just going to lift. I'm going to start to rub. It's not going to add anything to the bulk, just adding those little flaps on your corners, none whatsoever. So before I go over the top this time, I'm just going to grab my glue. You want to glue right along the edge, right along this edge, and anywhere you can see. Perfect. And again, just using your bone folder. That is, because you squirt the glue down there, that starts to stick that straight away. And then you can pull this over. Oozing your glue. There we go. Oh, there we go. It's nice and oozy there. Beautiful. Just got all the air out now. Perfect. Like I say, if it's coming out, you've done a brilliant job. So, just pop those back down for a minute, because now we're going to start to just gently lift and prepare our card. And if you've got a treat card, nice and gentle, because you don't want it to crack, you don't want it to tear, you don't want it to rip. You can use your bone folder now. Whoops. And I know that's going to definitely cover my paper. Look. And don't forget to flick in that tiny little piece that you had at the beginning. And just that little 1/8 of an inch. Just tuck it round that corner. And then you know it's going to meet up there beautifully. So let's get some ink. Let's take our tape off and get some glue on. So again, down the crease, along the edge, and then corners, and along the edge. Perfect. And now I'm going to come just gently with a bone folder, get this up and ready. I'm going to turn it to its side a little bit just so you can see. Now you stand it up straight because it's starting to stick to the chipboard where we put the glue. And then I'm going to use my fingers and just starting in the middle, making my way up, and then I'm just going to get all the air out. Got a little bit of a crease there, don't worry about that. The glue is starting to dry. Again, you didn't tuck this corner in, so let me just turn that round so I can tuck this little corner in. Whoops. There we go, that's better. And let's burnish this down. And using your bone folder. Perfect, absolutely perfect. So that, what you can see now, is a perfectly straight corner and all the glue is on. Beautiful. Now you need a tiny little touch just under there because I didn't get the glue all the way up there. And then just, and not only that, it's your crease as well where you joined your paper, so that's good. Leave that glue there oozing out. Just perfect. Work out any creases. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I'm going to flip and we're going to repeat the process. Look how lovely and neat your corners are. Absolutely fabulous. So again, just using your bone folder, I'm going to start to bend just gently. Oops. Perfect, and don't forget to push these corners in. I'm just going to flip it round so I can do this side. Perfect. Now for our glue. Take our strip. And you want to ooze it down there. Perfect. Get lashings on. Perfect. Now I'm going to turn it back round and I'm going to start to rub. And when it starts to stand up like that, you know it's starting to stick to the end of the chipboard. I mean, who wants to watch this process every time I make an album? So I just start to work this down. It's coming off. It's still good. You can just refer back to this if you've not made one before. That is absolutely fabulous. Nice and smooth. There's no creases. Corners are done perfect. Just giving that another quick rub. Whoops. Keep catching my joint. That is absolutely fabulous. So there is your paper on. Now what we need to do, I'm going to get an old bone folder because it's a little bit thinner than my Teflon one. It's thin there but it goes fat there, but I would need this now. Just going to start. You've got to push down in the creases before you start lifting, so you can feel that your paper is not going to bubble and crack. And then just gently work it up to a 90-degree angle. And we're going to be repeating this process in a minute when we're putting our layers on, because we're going to cover the spine and the pages as well. So that is stood up absolutely beautifully. Just check there's no crack in there. Absolutely fabulous. And I'm going to spin round and we're going to repeat the process. Just gently working the paper there. And again, we got that beautiful album coming together absolutely beautifully. She says, I'm the one moaning about this. And you've got that gorgeous crease. Just make sure that is really, really, really smooth. You've got that covered. I mean, some people don't have to. You don't have to cover. You have to cover this section, but they use DSP instead of black. But because of the pockets and things I use on the inside of my albums, just make sure, keep that creased. That is absolutely perfect. And that's so smooth now. Fabulous. So I can just go together like that. And it's me that's got the OCD about the white bit. You're not going to see this once we've decorated. Perfect. Right. This piece is, like I'm saying, our album is 8 by 10. So this piece is 7 3/4 by 7.5, I think this is, because it's 3.5. I wanted 2 inches either side, so yeah, it's 7.5. So I want about 2 inches either side. So I need to glue that on there. You can use tape, you can use just glue. I'm using just glue. Making sure you've got it all over, especially into your corners. Perfect. Right, and like I say, in 2 inches roughly either side. Looks good to me. And I'm left with an 1/8 of an inch border, top and bottom. And again, just going to smooth this down. And then, because we're going to have to do that with the bone folder again in a minute. And we're going to have to make sure that this does not bubble and crease up. So you just want to work it and make sure there's no air bubbles in there whatsoever. That's just the crease. Perfect. Let me just get rid of these little white areas. I know it dries clear, but I'm terrible. I got OCD. Perfect. A little bit there. I mean, this is all going to get covered with designer series paper. I have got so many packs that I've ordered and had delivered. So again, I'm just going to, now with this, it's stiff again, see now, I can't lift that up. So, we're going to gently work that down. Nice and gently. Don't press too hard. Just gently work it. Just gently, gently smooth it as you lift it up. Nice and gentle. There we go, lifting it up. Because if you did it too close to this line, it would crease and peel back. But that is why I go a nice wide edge. So there's plenty of give. I'm just gently smoothing along the line until I get it up to a 45-degree angle. How easy was that? So now we're going to flip And we're going to do the same with this one. I'm going to prop that against there. And again, just gentle. You don't want this to crack. And this thing is... Let me just remove that for a minute. If I can. Oh, it won't come off. Never mind, sorry. I'll just hold it. So, again, nice and gentle. Don't press because you could just go straight through. Just lift it up. Just tease it gently. Just give that a nice, smooth, no pressing down because you could gouge and go through. And that's the last thing you want. Got a little bit of... There we go, it's gone. A little air bubble there. But it's out. And then I'm up to a 45-degree angle. And this side is too. So, I mean, at best you don't want to go forcing it. You don't want to certainly try and lie this piece down there and that piece down there, because you just need them to come together. Just like that. No cracks, no nothing. Absolutely perfect. Love it, love it, love it. So there's the inside. And she will, it will take a few times, but just gently lay it down, open it up. That is perfect. And all that's left to do now is add your inner pieces. And I've cut these just a little bit shorter than this actual. You don't want to go over this crease again, too much paper. So I've cut these to, I'll soon tell you now. I think these are 7 3/4 by, yes, 7 3/4 by 9 3/4. Yes, just a 1/4 inch difference all round. And it works for any size album, this does. Any size. Just got, the first rule of thumb is you've got to leave a minimum of 1 inch top and bottom for you to fold over on either side. And then this is the bare bones of your album then. And I'm going to refer back to this, like I'm saying, when I'm making future albums. So you've already lined this paper up here. Line this paper up here too. All the way to the edge. And then you can just give that a good burnish. And if you do ooze a bit of glue, it doesn't matter, because you're going to be adding decoration and stuff on the inside here anyway, or you can just do what I do and clear it away. And then making sure you get rid of all the air bubbles. Perfect. And again, just gentle. It's not interrupting that crease, so there's no reason why your album pages do not open perfectly and to a 45-degree angle. And then we just add this piece on this side. Don't know what that is. Just me with my gluey fingers as usual. And you're going to need 2 pieces. Always cut them at least 1/4 inch smaller all round, and then you will get that perfect coverage. My little boy's just come back from fishing, swimming with his bamp. Very vocal is our Frankie. He'll probably wait for me to stop filming and then go, Nanny, I thought you were going to make a video with me. These are just so scrumptious. So plenty on. You've already got your piece in the centre lined up, so do the same again here. Leaving about 1/4 of an inch there and there, and then just make your way out to the edge and give this good gluing down. So you've got about an eighth of an inch either side. Make sure you get all the air bubbles out. Absolute perfection. How hard is that? And I'm not the, like I'm saying, not the best album maker in the world. This I've got right up close to that edge. It's absolutely beautiful. It's about an eighth of an inch away from that edge. About 1/4 of an inch from there, maybe. Not even that. Well, it's about 3/8. Not even that. It's like one. Let me see that again. It's about 1/4 of an inch. It's about 1/4. And that one is about an eighth. And that one is as well. Perfectly lined up. Just making sure there's no air bubbles left in it. And again, we didn't go over that score line. So we know we're not going to impair on either of those. So there we have it. There is the makings of your album. You can, like I'm saying, any size album from now on. You know how to cover it. You know how much space to leave. And it's there, all done. So now the next step for me is to move on to the pages on the inside, which I will come back on another video and show you that tutorial. But absolutely gorgeous. Just making sure there's no air bubbles, in it whatsoever. And that it's just perfectly creased and comes together beautiful. Nice sharp corners. Absolutely fabulous. Look at those. Look at those beautiful sharp corners. Beautiful. No cracking. No breakage. No tearing. Obviously don't try and fold that page flat against that and this page flat against that, because once your pages are in you wouldn't be able to do that anyway. So as long as they come together, that is how you cover an album. So when you do see me make in the future, you'll see me start with the pages and you'll see a link in the top corner if you want to revert back to this, if you've forgotten how to do it. So there we go. That's what I'm going to show you today. Thank you for watching. I would really love a thumbs up and a share. You could do, like I was saying, if it's 6x6 or 8x8 or 7x5, it doesn't matter. As long as you get the chipboard, the two sizes you want, and the spine. You don't have to have 3.5 inches. You can have a 1 inch, you can have 2 inch, you can have 3. You can have. It's up to you how many pages you want to put inside your book. I've built this one on the same style as my ingredients book, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, but as long as you've got an inch, maybe 1.25 inches either side, you cannot go wrong, and over the edges as well. And then obviously you're going to need the right sizes for the inside to cover. So I would always come 2 inches past the spine either side, just to give me good coverage, and never gouge. Never gouge. Only ever gently coerce it into going into a 45-degree angle. Just don't go whoosh, straight away from nothing. You've got to be gentle. You've got to tease it into place. And there we have it. Perfect, perfect. How to cover your album. How to cover your chipboard for your album. So, till next time, please don't forget to press this button down here. It means subscribe. And if you want to see all future videos, don't forget the little bell. You'll get notifications. And I do a nightly premiere as well if you'd like to join us for that. Take care, everybody. Till next time. Bye.